Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and this is a kind of a different one today. I had big plans and big hopes for this video and this tutorial and this craft activity, but you know what? It just was a fail, at least as so far what I've tried. But I decided I would film the video anyway and try another one of my pieces that I have prepped because it was worth just having a chat about, sometimes you put a lot of effort into something and it just doesn't work out. And there's a lot of value in just continuing to show up and continuing to try. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's where all the success is anyway. You keep going. So let me explain what has happened here and what I'm doing. So I followed I believe her name was something like Klee Black Creations. And it was a German video that she'd put English subtitles on, and it was an image transfer, right? So I have this this muslin that I coffee dyed, and maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe I should try it on uncoffee dyed paper. And then what I did was I took some of my images that I wanted to transfer to the fabric, and I printed them on photo paper. And I don't know exactly what it was. It was just something I happened to have in my cabinet left over from ages ago because I pretty much never use photo paper. But this is what the woman in the tutorial said to use. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I printed these images out on photo paper and then cut them out, cut some muslin to size, coffee dyed it, and I used, it's a gloss. I used the gloss. That could be part of the issue too. Although I don't think that's supposed to matter. Might make a difference to how the image looks though. I do have some of the matte, but not as much. I thought this was more matte. So maybe I'll try with the matte medium too. So what I did was I put this gel medium onto the front of the image as well as onto the muslin. And then, as you can see with these, put them face down onto the muslin. Then, and I'll show you this next step, I'll try it with one of these larger images. They need to dry, so I let them dry overnight. And then you dunk them in water, and you kind of need to get them to sit and soak up plenty of water. And we're gonna rub off all of the back of that photo paper. Now, I mean, I say it didn't work. It did work. It did transfer the image, right? But it looks pretty crap. And I don't know how much you can tell on video, but like I've got gel medium all around the edges of this, both shiny and sort of like I've got this gooey white in here. And the image itself is pretty gray, kind of white. There's still like a film of paper over it. And I could probably keep trying to rub that off. It's also bubbling a little bit in here. And I had wanted, what she did in the video was the edges, she rubbed the edges away. And it made this really nice, like, feathered rounded edges. You didn't have those straight line edges like I do. And I couldn't get that to happen. You know, I kind of got a little bit of it here, but anyway, I felt like I didn't, I didn't like it. It didn't work. So, there's maybe some other things to try, maybe a different gel medium. She did say in the video that she had the best results with Liquitex, which maybe I'll try. I will maybe try on muslin that isn't coffee dyed. I'm sorry, you guys, my nose is running. I'm not sure why. So we'll take a look and see if I can get any better results with this different image, but it's all the same circumstances. It's the same medium, it's the same photo paper, it's the same muslin, so I don't have high hopes. Maybe I'll dip this one in here a little bit more and see if I can get some more of this paper off. I actually really shouldn't be on my craft desk with water because I've got so much stuff here that I don't want to get wet. All my little bits and my ink and everything. I have a tendency to splash. So let's take a look here. Let's put this guy in here too. So basically what she did is she just kept going, you know, rubbing paper and then getting it wet again, and then rubbing paper and getting it wet again. So let's see if we can get anything off of this guy here. Just using fingers. I think it's gonna need a little more. It soaks up. It's very greedy paper, so it needs a little more soaking, I think. But let's see if we can get any more of that film off of this guy. The thing is that even if I can get more of the film, I really don't like the the edges with all that gel medium there. And I think probably that's another thing I could try. So she put it both on the image and on her fabric, and I could try doing it without putting it on the fabric at all and see how that turns out, because that's, I think, what is, it's just outside the edges of the image. Maybe we can get some of this edge to settle down a little. I'm pulling outward. The ink's getting all over the edge. I don't know if I'm gonna like that really. So I mean, like, it is definitely a way to transfer an image to fabric. I just think there's got to be better ways that will turn out better. This also is not really a fun process for me. I don't enjoy it. It takes a lot of time. And it's just kind of messy, and I don't know. I'd rather be junk journaling, really, which is, you know, this is a sort of, could be considered a part of a process, but it's not really my thing. And as you can see, I'm not really making any further progress with this. So let's give this one another go and see what happens. It looks nicer when it's wet because all the gray disappears, but then once it dries, it's just gonna get that gray film again. Let's try this guy. See if I can at least show you how this works. And then you guys can try, and that's the other thing I was thinking, you know, like if you try this with other sorts of, here, maybe if I use my fingernails a little. if you try this with another kind of gel medium or specific kind of photo paper and you find that it works really well, you know, let me know. I will take your advice. Maybe we can crowdsource some solutions. That's another reason for doing a fail video, even if the end result isn't what I wanted it to be. Maybe this one will turn out better. Well, I can get those. So you see how this works. This just all that paper starts coming off, but I don't want to damage the image. So this first layer, I'm gonna be a little tougher because I know I've got some room. Just bringing that off there. And a lady in the tutorial, sorry, I don't know her name. I haven't watched any other videos of hers. This was just one I came across in the junk journal groups. I'm not sure that she speaks a lot of English, so she did do ladies on her for her images too, and they looked really good. So maybe that's the trick. Images of ladies, faces. I'm gonna put this guy aside and keep working on her. Try to get the rest of this. So you can see why, you know, you end up with that gray film, because like you have so much paper to get off of there. Now I'm getting a bubble here too. One of the things she said was to not get matte medium on the back of the photo paper, which was really hard for me. I'm messy. And I'm thinking that maybe the bubble is from that matte medium on the back of the photo paper. See, sometimes these edges come up just kind of naturally and get that look that I like, but I don't know how to intentionally do it. Oh, I'm getting water on my desk too. All right. So yeah, see this bubble there? That's pretty ugly. And I've got a bubble down here too. I'm a messy crafter. Things where I have to be super careful not to get glue on a certain spot. Ugh. Those are gonna be tricky for me, no matter what. Let's see, I'm starting to get these edges to where I like them. Oh, I use my fingernails a little. I don't know, maybe there are tools that you could use for this that would help. I'm gonna dump this paper. Excess stuff, and actually, let's come around here. I mean, I think if it weren't for the bubbles, but that's the thing, like I'm looking at it still wet once it dries, and you can see there's still, I didn't get so much on the sides, so that's be part of the trick too, is if you're gonna gel medium your fabric, make sure it's only within the area of the image. Because this looks terrible, but the sides here are okay. Continuing to push to try to get the last of that gray off of here. I don't know if it's gonna be possible, and I think I'm messing with my image here. I've got some strange lines there too. I mean, you know, the whole idea with junk journals is that things are distressed and old and broken, right? So maybe ultimately this is gonna look fine and I'm gonna be happy to use it somewhere, but it does often happen to me that in the middle of the creative process, in the middle of doing something, I'm like, ew, this is terrible. Why does it look so bad? And then when I finish it, and I'm experiencing that with another project that I'm gonna hopefully film soon too. Right now, it's like I'm in the middle of it and I'm like, oh, this is not really working out. I don't like how it looks. I tried to put 2 different paper styles together and I just feel like it's not working. But this morning when I got up, I thought, God, it might work out yet. You know, sometimes that happens where I'm in the middle of it and I'm like, ew, this is bad, it's ugly. But somehow I figure it out at some point and it all just starts to come together. And then when it's done, it's beautiful and I'm really happy with it. Not always. Sometimes it really is just a disaster. This one's definitely feeling like one of the disasters. This is a very pretty image. You can find these in my Etsy shop. They're called Evening Fairies. If you want to use this exact image to try this out, or for other purposes in your junk journals, it's a printable. You'll be able to download it as soon as you buy. And I really, really appreciate your purchases. Because it helps fund this work. Keep me alive. Well, keep me happy too. All right, so I don't know. I think that's gonna be the best I can do. Nothing else really seems like it's coming off when I rub at this point. Those edges are a little better than I would like. Maybe if I use my finger, I'm gonna try using my finger here and really going at it on these edges. It just doesn't want to go anywhere. It's the gel medium. It rubs up against the gel medium right there. So I think that's part of it, because these edges didn't have that. So I do think that's part of the answer. If you're gonna put gel medium on the fabric, make sure it's only underneath the image, not around where those edges will be, because you won't be able to get your edges. So that's, I think, gonna be it for my fail video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have ideas, please absolutely share them in the comments. If you try this, you try it with a different gel medium. I used golden regular gel gloss. Maybe I'll try the matte stuff and maybe try the Liquitex. I'm trying not to buy new products right now. So it might be a bit, but if you try it with something else and it works for you, or even if it doesn't, if you try something else and you're like, it really didn't turn out any better, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, and see what you figure out. And also, I'll put Kleeblatt Creations link to her video in the description as well, so you can see what she did too. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to sign up for my email list for free printables and discounts in the Etsy shop. Thank you guys so much for watching.